Hey, y'all. You are listening to Definitely Not For Everyone with me, your girl, Nicolette, and my co-host, Gabby. We are here today. Yes, we are here today with Virginia Girtz. She is a podcaster. I listened to your podcast, by the way. It's called Hear Me Raw, and it's on Podtail. And it's super interesting, especially because I kind of need it right now. And I'm going to actually need your advice after our conversation today about how to go about things. You are an amazing and funny and hilarious TikToker. You are a digital marketer and an all-around funny as shit and an amazing woman. Please say hello to the audience.
Hi.
So I can only speak for myself, and maybe I'll speak for Gabby too, but like TikTok made life a lot easier during like all this traumatic shit that's been going on in the world today. And so it was really nice to see people like sharing their lives and sharing their perspectives and just living life. So I really wanted to get you on the show today to just say thank you. Thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for allowing me into your world. And to also like, I want to find out all the things about you, all the things. All of it.
Everything. All the dark secrets.
All the things. Like when you were in your mama's wound.
Yeah.
What was happening in there?
I remember it exactly.
Okay, so usually how I like to begin our conversations is by asking you to define yourself or maybe like how you're feeling today, because every day is a different day. I'll start first. How I define myself, I'm a mixed child. I'm half Asian, half Black. I grew up in Brooklyn. I miss Brooklyn every day because I live in Manhattan now. I have 2 kids. They drive me up the fucking wall. And how I'm feeling is I'm really excited. I'm really excited and I'm really happy and I'm really grateful that you decided to come on my podcast today.
Awesome. I feel very honored.
Oh goodness. Who would like to go first? Virginia, do you want to go ahead, or Gabby?
I'll go for it. So yeah, I mean, we're looking just at today, I've had a great day. It's Friday, first of all, so weekend's here. Particularly for me because it's my evening. So I am, like I said, I'm on the red wine already. So that's always the first thing that I get down my throat as soon as work is over. But yeah, so I'm from the UK, living not too far out from London. That's kind of like, I mean, I've had a good life. I've got an American husband. We have a lot of fun. He's looking at me really oddly right now. So I mean, that's it. Like, I mean, in a nutshell, happy and positive.
Yes.
That's who I am.
Yes. Love it. What about you, Gabby? How you doing?
I am doing great. I am just as happy as Virginia that it is Friday. I'm happy it's Friday, and my daughter has gone back to school again for 2 days out of the week, so we're not fully virtually doing the whole shebang. Thank goodness, because I'm dying internally because of it. Otherwise, I am a mother to a beautiful 10-year-old. I have a beautiful fiance who is currently sleeping downstairs, so I'll bother her later. And that's it. And I have 2 gorgeous furry friends that I am absolutely obsessed with. So Virginia, you can imagine how I felt watching your TikToks, because my God, do I love Lulu. So
yes, definitely. So I want to head into our questions now. And then this is kind of like, I ask everybody this question because I don't know, it just really interests me, which is, what was your childhood like? Like, who are your people, as people would say? What was your childhood like? Like, did you grow up in the UK? Did you have 2 parents? Were you in a 2-parent household? Like, did you have siblings? Did you always have dogs? Is this your
everything?
First dog?
Tell me everything.
Yeah, I want to know everything. Like we said, from the womb. Yes.
All right, from the womb. Okay, so I'm born in August. My birthday's the 29th of August. I'm 1988, 88 baby. So So yeah, I grew up in a two-parent household, my mum and my dad. I've got a sister, a younger sister called Emily. Childhood was really good. Like we had, I mean, I don't have that, that tragic kind of story of, I came from nothing and I've grown up to have so much more. Like,
Right.
I don't have that interesting background, unfortunately. So yeah, no, childhood was good. Parents are divorced now, but like that seems to be the way how most things, like most of my friends and family have got divorced parents these days. I guess my tribe at kind of school and stuff was, I was one of the kind of, I wasn't the cool kid, I wasn't the nerdy kid, I was one of those really beige kind of like generic kids that kind of fit in, kind of floated everywhere. I've always been the most hyperactive, I suppose, of my group. I'm always like the comedian of the group, always the kind of one making people laugh, quite sarcastic, quite dry. I think my friends would describe me as quite loud and bossy. So yeah, I think I get that from my dad more than anything. So my dad is a very kind of again, quite a comedy driven, bossy, direct person. So that's kind of where I get my personality from. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. I mean, I'm trying to think of anything more dramatic than that. That's kind of it. I mean, there's some interesting things about me. Like, I'm a piano player. I play piano. I haven't played in a while, so I don't post up on my TikTok because it would sound shite. So
no, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
I'll have to do a bit of practicing and I'll play a little bit. I'm nowhere near as good as some of the people I follow on TikTok who are just amazing.
Yes.
Like, I love to follow like that kind of talent on my TikTok. And like I'm so impressed by the people that follow and duet people that suddenly like can feel the rhythm and they just play on top. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could do that. Like I'm so envious, and I'm jealous I didn't continue kind of playing the piano in the same way that they all have played their instruments. I ski as well. I've been skiing. I used to ski. We used to have a house in France as a family, so we went to France a lot. I used to speak fairly good French. Again, since like leaving school, I don't speak French nearly as well as I used to, so I'm not going to even attempt to do it now because I'd fail. I'll just say bonjour and that's about it. Yeah, like that's, I mean, I don't think there's anything more interesting than that. I think the only other interesting thing like that happened in my life was I got married at 21, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but like,
it is a big deal.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Definitely.
That is young.
Yeah, I got married at 21 to my husband. So I went.
And y'all are still together?
Still together.
Wow.
So yeah, how old am I? I'm 32. So yeah, we've been together for a long time. Been married for 10 years and been together for like coming up 14 years. So yeah, we met at university. So I went to the University of Chester here in the UK, and my husband came over on an exchange kind of program. So he was at Washington State University and was studying journalism over there. And he came over here for a year. He knew he wanted to go to an English-speaking country because he doesn't speak any other languages. His story is quite funny. Like, he had no idea like where he wanted to go, and like to get the credits for his degree, that you didn't really get that much coming to an international school. So he was kind of like, whatever, it doesn't really matter where I go. So he literally threw a dart at a map, and the dart landed near Chester, and that's why he went to Chester University. So that's how we met. It's because he threw a dart. So the dart was our fate.
Wow. That is really cool. So wait. Okay. So when y'all met,
yeah,
what was that like? Was that like, oh, he's cute? Or was it like,
No, he was like the dorky American exchange student. You heard that. So we were in halls, mixed halls, boys and girls, and again, me being me, I'm a very social person, like kind of hooked on, had like a little clique at uni, and yeah, he was living in the same halls as us, and he kind of like used to hang out in like the common room, kind of like to the side, like kind of serious, didn't really talk to us, just over there. And eventually we were like, dude, come hang out with us. And we did, and and kind of got talking. We started dating pretty quick, actually. I was quite a whore, really. Like, I was 2 months into university, and I was like, yes, I'll date you. And yes, we dated, and then he went back to America for 2 years. We were dating internationally for 2 years, which as a student, paying for flights, you know, like 3 times a year, is fucking expensive. And then got engaged and then got married. I just left university, so he's a couple of years older than me, so he'd left before I had graduated. And he moved back over here and we got married, and been here ever since.
Wow. And then, so you are a digital marketer.
Yes.
Did that happen like right out of school? Was that what you studied, or?
Yeah, so I studied marketing because, like, I mean, digital marketing, even just like 10 years ago, wasn't really a thing. Like, social media 10 years ago wasn't really a thing. Like, Facebook only really came about in 2006, and I was at university from 2007. So I didn't really study anything around like social media or digital marketing back at university. So literally my degree is a pile of shit because it doesn't mean anything, because it like literally went out of date a year after I graduated. But I studied marketing at university, and then went into a marketing job and kind of like literally learned about digital marketing on the job, like learning like what the hell does SEO mean, what does Google do, what does PPC ads do, like, all this kind of stuff. And then I've kind of like learned from there since being in various different roles, and here I am now, like playing on TikTok and, you know, all that kind of fun stuff.
Love it. That is so awesome. I must say, I was following your TikTok before Nicolette had said anything to me that when she told me, I was like, wait, she has a dog. That's how I remember, because again, freaking out over your dog. I have all my For You is like a lot of dogs sometimes, but nonetheless. So I watched it and I had remembered seeing you, and I was like, oh my goodness, wait, you're talking about Virginia. Like,
oh my God.
Oh my God. And she's like, yeah, you know, I'm like, yes, I'm so excited. This is going to be so awesome. So between my daughter's a huge TikToker. Like, she's very obsessed. She's 10. She's like all about it.
Yeah.
But a lot of her TikTok is anime, but she's obsessed with dogs. So I've showed her videos. I've showed my wife videos. I'm like, look at how cute. Look at this interaction. This is awesome. So I was really, really excited to hear about it. Because your dog, while I've seen good and bad when it came to your commentary and all kinds of things, I have a dog who's very similar. So to say that I am like literally obsessed with your relationship with Lulu, that's literally mine with my Nora. So
can you tell us the story, your story with Lulu though? Like, was she an adopted dog, or was she?
No. So I have always wanted a dog. So like when growing up as a kid, we had a German Shepherd when I was very young, but he died when I was like 5. And then we didn't have a dog for years after that. But like I've always grown up, like my grandparents always had dogs and family members always had dogs. We eventually actually got a Rottweiler when I was, how old was I? I think I was 17, 16. We had a Rottweiler, our first Rottweiler, called Riley. And I loved having him because I was older. I could appreciate it more and I could actually relate to it. But he actually died of a heart condition only 2 years later. So I was like, for fuck's sake, waited for a dog to die. And he died. Like, can you believe it? So that was annoying. Then I just like, I'm definitely, dogs are in my future. I don't have kids and it's not something I want for myself. But I know that I wanted dogs. And I've been saying to my husband for years, like, we have to get a dog like this. When we get to our next house, this is the house we're going to get a dog in. And then there was never the right situation. Like, we're both working full time, not at home, like out in an office. And then the house we lived at previously was just very small. Like, here in the UK, houses are a lot smaller than in the US.
Okay.
So garden size was tiny. Like, it was just a really small house. And I always wanted a big dog. So it's only when we moved here into this house, we've been here since September 2019. I was like, this is it. This is the time we're going to get a dog. We've got the space. Also, my husband's job was then a work from home job as well. So I was like, oh my God, you can look after the dog. And so, so we got Lulu in January 2020, which was before the pandemic. So when
my gosh.
When people always go, oh, you got a pandemic dog, I'm like, no, I didn't.
Right. It's before the pandemic. Yes.
I got it before the pandemic, and I always wanted to get her. She was never a pandemic dog. I've been thinking of her and dreaming of her for like literally 10 years. So we were in America for Christmas over 2019, and I was researching like dogs. Like I'd already kind of persuaded my husband we're going to do it, and he was like reluctantly like, oh, okay. So I was like already researching dogs.
That's why Lulu loves you more than she loves him.
Exactly. So I was already researching dogs and puppies and litters and stuff, and we had landed back home in the UK, I think on like the 3rd of January. I'd already set up an appointment for like the 4th of January to go and like see a litter of puppies a 2-hour drive away. And yeah, I mean, jet lag's a real bitch as well, coming from like Washington State to London. It's a horrible.
I can imagine.
It's like an 8-hour time difference. So I was like, don't care, we're gonna go and fucking look at the dogs. So I drove us, we looked at 2 litters, and Lulu came from the first litter, and I just knew it was her. Like it was a bunch of beautiful little Rottweiler puppies, and she was the runt, and she just had the prettiest face and like the prettiest markings. And I was like, it's her, it has to be her. And she was just so like, she was so loving as even as like a tiny 5-week-old puppy, like very friendly. And she was hand reared because her dog mom didn't she rejected the litter.
Oh, that bitch.
I know, right?
I love it.
No,
that bitch.
Sassy as. So yeah, so the breeder actually had to hand rear them all. So she was already really good with humans anyway, and yeah, then took her home, and then she's been my little baby ever since. So.
Oh, she is so cute, and you guys are so cute together.
Oh my god, cutest freaking thing ever.
Like, I think it genuinely is because I don't have kids, and like although I'm like motherly, I just don't want actual kids. It's just not.
Yeah, I hear you. I get it. Sometimes I wish I didn't have no kids. So
amen.
I understand completely. I should have thought about it better.
I always said I never wanted children. I never ever wanted kids. My daughter happened on a whim because God was like, you think yeah, here you go. Here you go. I'm gonna hit you with one and you're gonna be fine. Watch. And I'm still reeling from the fact that
it's happened, yeah.
It happened, yeah. I have one, but notice how I have 2 dogs, but 1 child.
1 child, yeah. Just saying.
It makes total sense. It makes
it
total sense.
It balances out to me, so.
Yeah.
So, you're so hilarious, you know, and I love watching your TikToks. They really do make my day. But what was it that you were like, TikTok, I'm going to go on and I'm going to show my life on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it happened so randomly, this whole like going viral thing. Like it was mental. So I've been on TikTok since like early 2020 because I kind of jumped on it anyway as part of my job, part of my career. Like I was like, okay, I need to understand what TikTok's all about. And I really enjoyed it. I liked it. And I was posting content and I was like experimenting with video editing. And, you know, I posted a whole bunch of stuff before I even started posting about my dog. And like some of it got good traction. One video went, you know, fairly viral. Like I had 100,000 like views or something. So I was like, oh my God, how exciting.
Yeah.
And it was literally, I had a break because I kind of been posting so regularly for like 8 or 9 months and, you know, only hitting like a couple of 100 views at a time, really. Like I wasn't really getting anywhere with it. And I was kind of like, you know, I understand it enough. I get it enough for my job. It's fine. I'm going to just take a break. So I stopped posting like probably October. And then I posted this one video of me and Lulu because like she does this kind of mouth to mouth thing.
Yes.
Anyway, like she was already doing it. It's not like she just learned it for like the camera. Like that's what she does. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of thought it was quite funny. I was like, oh, this is kind of cute content. Like I wonder if anyone else would find it funny. So I filmed it and, you know, literally thought nothing of it. It was just like a random kind of, let's just see what happens. And it went mental. I was just like, oh my God. I'm like over 4 million views for that one video.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, well, apparently this works. So, you know, digital marketer hat on. I was like, okay, well, let's do some more. Like, I mean, this is what she's like. So I'm not, you know, it's just kind of finding the balance of that entertaining kind of comedy line and the dog doing her natural hilarious thing. Like it's just who she is as a dog. Like I think she's quite a funny dog, which is a bit weird describing your dog as funny, but like
I don't think so.
I think she's funny. Like she's got a real personality. And I was like, yeah, the 2 of us, you know, we're both hilarious. Let's do this.
I have like I think 2 or 3 more questions for you before we finish off. So I wanted to ask you about your podcast.
Yeah.
And like when did that get started? Is it something that you're still doing now? And like, what made you decide to do a podcast?
Yeah, it was, again, it's to do with my job. So like podcasting is like so big, and I kind of wish I, had the time to do like a proper podcast like you guys. It's, I really enjoy kind of like listening, and like, I mean, there's some really great podcasts out there, but it's the thing to do really, like in this kind of day and age. And I did it more because again, as part of what I do for a living, like I teach brands how to do digital marketing effectively. And because podcast is such a big medium to listen to, I was like, well, let's try communicating my work and my stuff via a podcast and see how it works. And my whole podcast, I mean, I've only done 3 episodes, and I haven't picked it up again since I left it, I think, at the end of 2019. So it's been a year since I've last recorded an episode, but it is something I want to pick up again. But it is digital marketing focused. It's not like entertaining or anything like you guys are doing. But like me as a person, I'm bold, I'm very direct, I'm like, I'm sarcastic. So I was kind of like, I want to kind of teach people about digital marketing, but in my way. I don't want to do it in a boring, stuffy way, which is like, very lecture or teachery, that's boring. Nobody wants to listen to that. Like, I mean, talking about SEO is so boring. Like, you got to make it interesting.
Yes.
So that was my ambition, was to kind of to talk about things that are fairly boring, but quite important to brands in a more fun and kind of casual way. And that's why I started it. It was to try and help people, but do it in a way that wasn't super boring. That's literally it.
So I'm gonna need some advice from you.
Yeah, no worries.
A little later, maybe not during our
offline
session today, but maybe later.
Yeah.
Gabby, I have like 1 or 2 more questions, but Gabby, did you have any questions for?
Well, one of the main questions that I wanted to know, because I mean, it's something me and Nicola briefly talked about prior to, so I did read some of the commentary that you have received in regards to Lulu. And of course, for me, it's Lulu. I love you, Virginia, but Lulu got my heart.
Oh yeah, it's all about Lulu. Lulu's the star here. It's not me, is it? Let's be real.
She's a real star, I tell you.
Like, if she could talk, she'd be on the podcast.
I think so. I think she would just take over the entire screen and be like in it
absolutely.
with you. So
yeah.
But how have you felt in regards to some of the commentary? Because there's been some mixed reviews about the relationship that you and Lulu have with one another. And I was expressing to Nicolette that my dog, she's only about 6 months now. She's a very big 6 months, but she is a rescue and she is a quarantine dog. And for my daughter, she does try to exert her dominance to my daughter, because to her, she's smaller. She doesn't have authority in her voice when she speaks to her. So she does tend to put herself out there and on top of her a lot. Me, she does similar things, but she knows where her boundaries are because I've created those, as I feel you have done the same. And at the end, I still see the videos and I'm like, she's just so dang cute. Like, I don't understand why.
She just wants some love. And
yeah,
she's also
I don't
like,
see why there's so many like mixed reviews, but what are your feelings about it and what you've been reading?
I mean, to be honest, like, haters are gonna hate, right? So I'm a bit like, I don't expect to kind of go viral that way and not have a few trolls going,
yes.
It's just natural, isn't it? So I don't know, like, some people's comments are kind of valid. Like, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, she's dominating you, it's really unhealthy and blah, blah. I'm like, she's not. Like, she doesn't just jump up on me every time I sit down. It looks that way on TikTok because that's how it's filmed and that's how it's kind of, coming across.
Exactly.
It's funny.
Yes, exactly.
But like, I encourage her to come on to me, like, and she knows that she only comes on me in that one particular spot. Like, if I'm on the sofa, she doesn't come on me normally. It's only if I get into like the cuddle spot is when she kind of knows to lay on top of me. And like, she's 1 year old, so she will occasionally push the boundaries and like, take the piss as a kid would do.
Yes.
But she is intelligent and she's been trained enough to know when to stop and when to behave. So the people's comments that say, oh my God, really dominant, she could be a really dangerous dog, I'm like, no. I was like, it doesn't offend me because I'm like, all you see is this tiny clip and
Yeah.
a snapshot kind of opinion of that tiny clip. I'm like, your words don't hurt. So
Yes.
I think that's it. It doesn't bother me. And actually, like 90% of the comments are always so in favor of the dog.
Right.
So I think it'd be different if I was getting like a ton of hate. I'd be a bit more like, oh, maybe I should stop posting this because I'm not getting the right message across. But the message I'm trying to get across is humor. Like that is the message. So I'm just like, if people are responding to it and they're liking it and they're enjoying it and they're getting some sort of value from it, great. That's why I'm posting. I'm posting to give people some fun, some entertainment. So
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the entertainment. I have a really good time with it. I have, bad days and medium days and weird days, and it always brings a huge smile to my face to see that dog put her little mouth on you to be like, "Mommy, shut up and just pet me." You know what I mean? Like that's what I hear when I see her doing that to you.
Yeah, she's totally doing that.
I see it, and I'm just like, oh my God, she wants you to stop. She doesn't want you to talk anymore.
Yeah, just stop.
It's the whole thing, and then every time you try to speak, it is again. I was like, I just love her.
Yes, because she's a person.
Yeah,
come on.
She thinks she is.
I see this about dogs, and I was expressing to Nicola too. My uncle, he's a dog trainer. Like he has 2 rescues and one that he actually purchased, and he has this amazing relationship with them. Like they're his pack. Like that's how he has them. Like. And I saw your relationship with her, and I'm like, this is just so gosh damn stinking cute. I can't even deal right now. But I wanted to go, and I grabbed my own dogs, and I started smothering them. I'm like, I was like, do what she did. Do it. Make me quiet.
Tell me to be quiet. Oh, you guys.
I know. My older one looked at me like I was stupid. She's like 11 years old. She's like, what? Get out of here. Well, my other one is all like, oh, you want to play? And she starts crying. I mean, I'm like, no, not like that.
Yeah.
Just do the mouth thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So my last question before I let you go is, are you going to continue to do TikToks, or is it just an experiment? Like not, for your work and to figure out like the whole TikTok world and everything? Are you going to continue?
No, I really enjoy it. Like it's not, originally it was about work, but because I think now I can see the kind of the enjoyment like that people get from it, it motivates me to continue doing more. It's just like, it pushes me to think about what else do people want to see? So, I mean,
it gets you curious.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say probably the majority of my content will largely focus on Lulu still, because before that people weren't really engaging. So she is clearly the draw. But yeah, no, I will. Yeah, I intend to continue posting for as long as possible. Like I don't have a plan to stop. I think I'd only stop as if like people weren't interested anymore, I suppose. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you really do continue, and I can't wait to listen to some of your episodes from your podcast, because I need to listen to it. And I hope and I hope that you continue to do some more, because actually I did listen to a little bit. I think it was your first episode. You had a gentleman and a woman there. They were talking about which one was better, whether posting on Google or
that was my husband and my
oh,
yeah,
cool.
So my husband is also a digital marketer, so I had him on, and he was like battling it out between which is better.
So I hope you continue on with that, and I hope you get to come back onto our show and talk some more about maybe some other topics aside from like TikTok, and like what was it like in your mother's womb. And so I just wanted to thank you again for coming on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been really good fun. I can't wait to carry on now drinking my wine. So
yes. All right, to my listeners, thank you so much for listening. I love you guys so much. Gabby, thank you for being my co-host today. You were amazing. And we are out.